beats in the hood.
For sure, yeah. And that's that C to the H to the motherfucking P. And don't forget them 3 letters. Crazy.
Estamos de pinga.
Yes. We Gucci? Yep. Yes, sir. Grumpy OGs, Hannibal Heck. Here with my little sidekick. Not little, but here with my sidekick, Eddie Giggs.
It is what it is.
A.K.A. Eddie the Ass Eater.
Yeah.
I don't know why we still call him. I ain't asking him. Fucking 2 years.
Whoa. I had a little fun in Cayocho.
We'll get into that.
Oh, shit.
We'll get into that. I didn't even know. You don't call nobody.
Yeah.
Why you didn't say that?
Friends.
Wow.
We got. Listen. We'll get into it. We'll get into it.
I'm gonna let y'all know in a minute.
No, we don't hang no more.
Let y'all know.
We don't hang no more. Listen, you know, we like to preserve, especially our down south history of hip hop. We just try to do whatever we can do to keep it alive, and we love bringing people who we know is a big part of this culture. You don't know, if you don't know, you will know tonight.
That's right.
We got a Hialeah legend over here too.
Hiya.
And that's how you know we're growing up, because Kendall dudes, we allowing Hialeah dudes out here. UB comes out times. My dog, Orion in the house.
Orion,
appreciate you for coming through.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. I'm glad to be here.
UB knows. He'll school you later. Hialeah and Kendall back in the 90s was ridiculous.
Bro, I know. Trust me.
What was like? I loved everybody.
I think it happened. I think it was all about the girls.
I think maybe, yeah.
The only reason I came to
because
Kendall,
the Hialeah girls love the Kendall dudes.
Facts, and the
Kendall
Hialeah
girls
dudes,
like the Hialeah.
And then it was because that's all they were used to was Kendall dudes, and Hialeah girls were used to Hialeah dudes. So they went to branch out and get a little options.
Orion knows. Look at that.
And the dude started beefing.
I fucks with Hialeah, mommies.
I love Hialeah. So what it do, buddy? Thank you for coming. First of all,
chillin', man. Good.
Yeah,
man.
We appreciate you. I know you just rocked on the KRS-One joint a couple days ago.
Yes.
That was dope. I'm glad they put
Lincoln
you
Beer
on
Brewing.
Good
shout out to DJ Heron for
sure.
putting that whole event together with WVCC, Cyclight.
Shout out H2O, everybody out there. Yes, sir.
Rest in peace, North. You know what I'm saying?
4K Pro.
R.I.P.
North, man. 4K Pro for sure. Big them up big time. How was that for you?
Yo, that shit was an honor, man, and that shit was like refreshing, man. Thank you, bro. That shit was refreshing as hell. It was like 600 people out there.
Yeah, I saw that.
I know Heron told me they sold out, so it's
hard.
It's always good, especially nowadays that you see a legend like KRS
and people
still get that demand. Nice. You know what I'm saying?
He deserves it.
Yeah. There was all sorts of generations there. You know what I'm saying?
That's what was dope. I saw the crowd. It wasn't no 40 plus. It was a lot of different ages.
It was dope.
I like that.
It was dope when he was like, "Where's my '80s people at?" And Where's my '90s?
It's crazy.
Where's my 2000? It's like everybody was there. Like it was attendance.
As it should be.
It was a good look. It was a good look.
Always turn out like that. But I guess when you got someone like KRS-One, he brings that out.
He brings it out. If you a real hip hop head, you gonna come check out KRS-One.
You coming?
Hands down.
Yes. So I'm not funny here. I don't pause.
What did I pause? Why you got pause?
Because he's FOT.
I'm not FOT. I'm Peruvian T.
Who I called FOT the other day?
You're right, brother.
Who you call FOT?
Who was it? I forgot. I said it on the. I can't. It was on the group chat the other day. I think it was Paul. That's what it was. Never mind. How long you been rapping for?
Shit, 20 years. Like on some like pursuing it.
Right.
You know, like high school. Does it really count? You know, and
it counts.
middle school, junior high.
You know why it counts? That's training.
Yeah. But I think like professionally, 20 years for sure.
Okay.
2001 is where I really started like breaking in. Damn, would that be more than 20 years at this point? Because 2025. So since the 01, I would say it's like that's when I really started putting my stake in the game and entering battles and ciphers and shit like that.
Oh, so you was battling people?
Yeah. That's how I came in this shit.
Oh, okay.
The battling shit. Before that, I was doing graffiti and. I was always into hip hop, bro. And going back to KRS, that was my mentor. You know what I'm saying? That was the one I looked up to.
Yeah.
That was the idol. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that was
of course.
The first time you listened to hip hop is like when you heard KRS.
First time, obviously, like as a youngin', Black Sheep, and you're hearing Home Team on the radio, and you're hearing like. I could go down the list.
Yeah.
But I think the first KRS song I ever heard was Bridge Is Over. but I didn't know who it was.
Yeah,
I think I saw him performing it on the Living Color and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But I was like, yo, that shit is dope. I don't know who that is, but that beat and the way he's rocking is
Crazy.
ill, and that kind of like just like fizzled out in the mind. You know, when you're a jit, you don't really dive into things like that.
So
But when I heard MCs act like they don't know,
Oh.
that's when I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, wait a
This is
minute,
the man.
that's the dude
Yeah.
that did this, and you know what I'm saying?
You put together.
And obviously Wu-Tang and Nas and all of that is a big part of my pedigree, but
Right.
but KRS made me want to MC.
That's what I was going to say.
know, and
That's-
take it
that's your
serious.
biggest influence.
Yeah,
The teacher taught. The
Yeah,
teacher
facts.
taught.
Yeah, he's my favorite solo artist live act. When it comes to live shows, he's my favorite solo show.
Yeah,
he gives you every
wrecks it.
element of hip hop in his one show. He doesn't leave until he's done with giving you all the elements, and for me that's important. Number two, he does it with class. Look at his age; he sounds better than any of these youngsters who do shows now, especially when they're rapping over their own lyrics. I don't know what the hell that concept came from.
Tell me you don't do that.
No, I don't do that at all.
I don't even believe you would do that.
I'm
not
just saying, you know.
I wouldn't even ask you. I rap, so I could tell. I see him on stage. You got passion. You move. You're live up there. You ain't standing still like a tree. You understand? So I know you know what you're doing.
You know what it is with the background vocals is I feel like more often than not it'll probably fuck me up. Like every time I've had producers like, yo, I'm gonna send you a TV track, and you know, with a TV track for those that don't know, it'll have the ad libs in there. And that I don't like that shit, man. I'll let
that slide though. I'll let that go.
I'll let that shit go too.
Not lyrics.
I'll let that shit go too.
Track like we just did actually the last show that when we was at 305 Day. I did it with the TV track.
Yeah.
But I don't mind if it's like on the hook or just the overdubs.
I don't
lyrics.
I don't look down on it.
I was humble.
I just for me it could fuck me up.
Oh,
because I might want to switch the way I say something. In that moment,
correct,
and then if it doesn't land in pocket with that, it kind of like slightly fucks me up.
Right.
I will put vocals on hooks. Depends. If I'm rocking like a 25-minute, 30-minute set, I'm gonna put the hooks in there.
I'm not even mad about that. I'm talking about your
the vocals gotta be clean.
For what? I just put the CD or stream it in the car or something.
You ever heard a song or an artist that maybe you even heard 3, 4, 5 songs, and you're like, man, I like all these songs. You know, like he's not your favorite, but you like the songs. Then you see him in a show, and you be like, now I love this dude because his live act is what sells me. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
I like to put them both together, the live act with the song that I read. I just want to see how they entertain. You understand? And when you ain't got it on stage, it makes the song even. You know, first of all, I like the song. Then I see the video. I'm like, wow, now I really like the song. Then I see him live. I'm like, now I really love this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like it just it grows on me like that. Were you born in Hialeah? Where you born?
Yeah, Hialeah Hospital, bro. Born and raised in Hialeah, 1982.
In the county
That's
of
what it do.
Dade.
Man.
82. I got sneakers older than you. A little older than you.
Born in
82.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you had me reflecting. I'm not that far from you. He's far from you. I'm not that far from you, but
yeah, stop it.
It's true.
You act like you're that much younger than I am.
Ain't about you, Eddie. Was that your first name you ever picked? Orion? Or
Nah, it wasn't.
Never.
Man.
It
wasn't.
never.
What was your first rap?
Dude, I gotta have the first name.
Yo, my first rap name was Evil, EVOL. And I knew a graffiti artist in Hialeah who used to tag that up. Lost touch with him or whatever, but like I always thought it was dope because backwards it's love. But then I quickly like deaded that shit because I found out about a rapper in Detroit that had like 9 albums under that name. Yeah, so I was just like, I need to find something else. So scratch that out. And then I got Orion right away.
But someone named you? You named yourself?
I named myself and shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where'd you come up with the name of Orion? Like,
yo, it's just something like I started noticing like every time I was chill with people and shit, like, and we'd go out smoking and shit, and we'd be on the beach. Everybody's like, "Yo, there's Orion's belt," and I'd be like, "No, it's over there." And nobody really knew. So then one day I started thinking about it. I'm like, yo, maybe I should use that as a rap name. But I was just like, I don't know, that shit sounds too Irish.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even though it got nothing to do with it. But, you know, Miami people be always like, oh, are you Irish?
House of Pain.
Yeah. But like, what I dug about it was the mythology of the hunter.
Right.
And since I came in this as a battle MC, that's pretty much what I was doing.
Right. Well, at least
so
you
I
put
was just like, yo,
it.
fuck it, let me roll with this.
Okay.
You know?
Right.
And then the BrassBalls shit came on later on. I'm a child of Wu-Tang, dog, so I got like mad aliases and shit. But BrassBalls came about because of that too. Like I ran in
BrassBalls.
BrassBalls.
BALL.
Balls.
Balls.
Oh.
Your favorite.
Chacho.
Sorry, he gets when he hears balls, he gets flustered.
My balls are platinum. I don't know.
Every time you hear balls, you get flustered.
I got platinum balls.
Yeah, my balls is brass. The shaft is golden.
He didn't get it.
That's too much.
Now you have to pause, even if you're not familiar.
Now you pause. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So let's say now you want to do. Now you know you want to do this, right?
Yeah.
Well, who did you know? Who was your Miami hip hop influence or link that made you be like, yo, you should go into battling? Or maybe you said, hey, what battle can I get into that's gonna, you know what I'm saying, catapult me into this thing? Like, do you remember those early days?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like growing up, it's like hearing bass music is the only thing you knew of. Like, what is Miami hip hop?
Right.
You know what I'm
we
saying?
Didn't know it was called
for a
Miami
long
hip-hop.
time. For a long time, I didn't even know Home Team.
Yeah.
Was Miami for a long time.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So.
And we didn't say Miami hip hop. We just called it bass.
Right. It was just bass.
It's outer states that would say, oh, that's Miami hip hop. Like, whatever.
The first MC that I heard from Miami that I was just like, oh wait, being like extra lyrical, you can be from Miami and be extra lyrical is Mike Ripper. I heard Mike Ripper on the radio, 96.1. DJ Khaled was playing him.
Yeah. Underground.
And he was like, yo, this is Miami art. And I'm like, wow, this dude is dope. I remember he played Stance of Darkness and he played Bad Vibes. So not even 96 Cream Hunt, which that's the one that everybody typically knows from Mike Ripper. I heard Stance of Darkness and Bad Vibes. But shout out to Heron. Heron produced that shit. Which I met Heron at a barbecue years later and was blown away by that.
That's
you know
hard.
What I'm saying?
Shout out
I had
to
that
Heron
shit.
Too,
I had that shit on a tape, and it was like the type of tape that had like the ill gems on it, and I rocked that tape to the tape pop.
That's hard.
And so Society, yes indeed.
That's my brother.
Bro, I didn't even know. Once again, like I loved that song.
Love that
and
dude.
for a long time I didn't even know he was a Miami artist until like much later.
Like the first hip hop artist.
Yeah. So Mike Ripper, but on the personal tip on like who I met, I went to.
Did you know Mike Ripper?
No, I never met Mike Ripper.
I knew him. He was.
Yeah,
he was.
I
Listen,
heard great stories.
Every time you saw him, he was gonna spit 4 or 5 verses.
That's what I hear a lot.
Didn't give a shit if you were in the mood or not. That's how he was.
Yeah,
and he was spitting. You understand? Yeah. R.I.P. Man, he was spitting.
I went to Orlando actually. I went to Full Sail. So I graduated from Full Sail for recording engineering. And when I was over there, like I always say, there was 2 courses I took, and one of them I didn't take in Full Sail. The other one was MCing. Because when I went to Full Sail, I got to know the Orlando hip hop scene, and them brothers was like really. 5 out there? I didn't know him out there. Nah.
I'm just bringing it up because his story started, was pretty prevalent over there.
Similar to Orlando too.
That's how he started. He got his first beatbox battle over there and won his very first battle, and he is who he is. He's a great guy.
The first battle I ever won was out there. They had a rap Olympics. I remember they had like fire cats, bro. Like Midas the Beast, Johnny Storms, Mad Ills,
and they still doing
Madness. They're all still doing shit today, man. And them cats was like way ahead of me. And some of these cats was like 2-3 years younger than me and way ahead of me. At least I felt. So that shit put a battery in my back when I came back to Miami.
Orlando be having a lot of them.
No, listen. When we did the marketing promotions, we met up with Mercedes. She took care of the street team out there. Big up to Mercedes. Word up.
Big shout out. Eddie loves
that's my little mama chula. My little Orlando mama chula.
He bought a Benz because of her. You know what I'm saying?
No, but she was real with all that. She's still doing the shit now. She's still promoting.
Big her up too, man. Big her up too.
Yeah. But that's dope.
Did you think that scene? So why in Orlando?
Because I was going to college out there. I was going to Full Sail. So like got into the circuit out there. What scene did you see more when you came back? So obviously after that you come back down. I came back down. That's when I really got familiar with everybody. Right. With Serum, Recognize, and then the dude that I met that became like my personal MC mentor, trainer, if you will, my Yoda was Infinite. AKA Aldo, AKA Sweet Jesus. Shout out to the homie.
That's hard.
Yeah, I met him. He was
man recognized. Big up all of them.
Yeah, all of them. All of them dudes in that H2O back then. All of them. Omniscient. Omniscient was hosting.
Yeah, a little crazy.
Yeah. Yo, he's definitely crazy with it.
But you know, but that foundation that you just mentioned is If you had to start rapping and you need a foundation, that's the great foundation to start with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like those are all pillars in the hip hop community. Period. So that's a good start, brother. So then you battled after you won the battle over there in Orlando. You said that was your first win. How did you get to the battle scene here? Like,
well, it's not. Don't get it twisted. It's not like I won every battle. I won a couple of battles in Orlando. It wasn't crazy.
There battling.
Yeah.
You won a few.
No, I came down here, won a couple of battles out here as well. I got with there was a Colombian MC that I had a group with called the Secret Service, and then we changed it to Orion y Ethnico. So I did my thing with him for a while. We had demos that we did, released like mixtape. Nah, he was rapping in Spanish. Okay. He's a monster in Spanish. I was just focusing on my writing in English and perfecting that. I would dabble in the Spanish here and there, but it wasn't my main sauce. And did that for like a minute. I was in a band, like just did mad shit, bro. Like fucking 20-25 years in this shit. You know
when you came trying everything. When you came out here from after Full Sail, by any chance was it the time when like Rec was Recognized was battling as well, or he was already?
Yeah, Recognized
was just
like the same. Recognized was just starting a bubble. He hadn't even done the MTV shit yet.
Did you get into one of the battles against him? Or anything?
I was dying to. The stars never aligned. The first time I saw who Recognized was the first time I went to Slack Lounge. Which Slack Lounge is Electric Pickle or whatever.
Yeah, we know. Yeah.
But it was the first time I went out there. And I went out there, shout out to my dog, APOC, shout out to Lord Gamma, ESF. I was out there with them brothers. I had just met them. And APOC was battling. So I was just like, I'm not going to battle. I roll with these guys. You know how it is. Like, I roll with these guys. Let me just not.
Do I know?
And let me see what's going on. Omniscient was hosting, and Recognized was co-host.
Omniscient was what?
And
he was hosting.
Omniscient was hosting the night. Yeah, he was hosting those battles, and then APAC won. APAC won, and he did great. APAC did great that night too. Right. But I'm not gonna lie, we were deep, so he had the crowd already, off gate. And then was just like, "Yo, how many of you guys want to see him battle Recognized?" And APAC, dog, you my dog, bro. But Rec came through with it, man, and I was just like, I saw him battling.
Rec was always vicious.
Yeah, I saw him battling that night, and I was like, oh, okay. I was just like, bro, I'll tell you right now, I was gunning for him like since that day. Since that day, I was just like, that's the dude I gotta be ready for. And that's the dude I want to chop his head off.
I want to say when Rec was younger is probably when he got the most. I don't want to say ridicule, but the most doubt. Like when people would see him, be like, "Stupid." And he would murder every time I heard him spit.
Bodying everybody.
He was nasty. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing about Rec. Even to this day, he's just even nastier now. But just to everything that Rec was doing when he was younger, I would always be like, oh man, I don't even want to fuck with this motherfucker. I'm just gonna make him my boy. I don't want to fuck with him. He was hard. I'm glad he's my dog. You know what I'm saying? Because I kind of want to fuck with him. He's hard.
Yeah, he was lethal. Lethal.
And then he just got more of a lot. Then he added melody to his arsenal, and he's a beast. He's a monster. Him going in with Mayday is like for me no brainer, and I think he just elevated that group to where they should have been, where they should be, where they are now, and it's just nasty, dude.
No,
just a monster.
I always look at like what MCs do and like, what are they doing that I'm not doing? What is it that they're doing that I like, that I could incorporate to my own shit? It's not biting as much as it is. You're just learning a fighting style, if you will,
Yeah.
And I like his evolution.
You're studying.
His evolution into songwriting, his evolution into singing is phenomenal, bro. Yeah, it's real dope.
Super
you gotta have concept. You gotta have. It's cool to spit a bunch of battle bars, But now, talk about something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't matter what it is. Talk about your dad. Talk about the bully that hit you. Talk about someone who stole your lunch money. Anything that relatable stories is what brings fans. You smell me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't
give people some vulnerability.
Lunch money stolen. So any subject, if it's real, I'm saying it'll come through. It'll grab. It'll come through in the music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's dope. And everybody you mentioned, still around today. You know what I'm saying? Which makes this whole hip hop scene right now not only relevant, but it makes it dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, look what's been happening these past couple of years in Miami. Like, our hip hop scene has just been growing, and it's like it's weird because we had a scene back in the days, kind of went a little dormant. You smell me? But now, the last couple 4 or 5 years, it's
it's
rocking.
good. It's
You know
good.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's been fire.
rocking,
It's been
and
fire
everybody's
lately.
getting they just do. We should be working with one another. You know what I'm saying? We should have did that 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And but it's never too late. It's not when you do it, it's if you do it. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why we
No,
brought
now-
you on
now
also
it's
because
dope, man.
we know you got you deserve you just do all the props that you're gonna
Appreciate
get.
you,
You
man.
deserve them.
The
I seen
underboss told us about
Oh,
you.
forget him. No, for you.
That's the homie right there. That's the homie.
He
And-
yelled at me 2 months ago. He was like, "Yo, I need to talk to you." I said, "What happened?" He's like, "Yo, I don't know why you haven't had Orion on here." I said, "No, don't talk to me like that. Like, I don't want him on here, okay? Because he's Hialeah. He gets a little sensitive, and but that's my brother.
He's
and-
looking out. He's looking out.
No, he's the boss. He got to tell me what time it is.
Yeah,
Eddie has a question for you. It's his favorite question.
Well, you are an MC.
His second favorite question.
My second favorite question. You are an MC, and we ask everybody this: there's an MC, DJ, graph writer, doesn't
Especially
matter.
MC.
What are the 5 elements of hip hop?
Shit, MC, DJing,
Okay.
b-boying,
Okay,
graffiti,
all right.
beatboxing. Some might
You
say.
can throw that in there.
You know
That
what
was
I'm
the
saying?
original fifth element. It got changed.
But you see,
too.
the
He
thing
got
is,
changed
you
recently?
got the core.
Recently,
4.
no. That's the core 4.
got the
Supposedly,
core 4.
Africa by Battle
Okay,
changed
all right.
beatboxing to knowledge. That was the 5th element.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
But I ain't mad at you on the beatboxing. But I ain't mad about the knowledge because if you don't have knowledge to do any of the other, you don't have shit. You gotta have the
Yeah.
knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you 1,000.
No
At
doubt.
least you got that. Because if you wouldn't have said
Yeah,
it,
you're gonna get a free.
would have sent you back to Hialeah.
And since you got it
That's
right, we're gonna give you a free.
gonna-
I
we're
love
gonna-
Eddie. I love Eddie the
We're
Ass
gonna
in a
revoke
t-shirt.
my Temple of Hip Hop membership.
We
Well,
was.
we don't have to now. You get a free. I love.
Now you're good.
I love Eddie the Ass Eater T-shirt, and you're gonna wear that with pride.
No.
What?
Those shirts, I sold them out on Coyote.
Oh, they sold out. What happened in Cayocho?
Yo, Coyote, you didn't go to Coyote?
Nah, man.
Why did you go to
Nigga,
Cayote?
Well,
After I
I
asked
didn't
you,
say nothing.
and you're like, "I'm in the crib.
the
I'm
only
sleeping."
reason I went to Coyote was I had a little booth. I had a little booth on 13th and 8th.
Why you say that?
You know, just a little
He's not our
booth.
friend anymore.
Because I was giving out I was giving out the trial
Oh, from your job.
no.
Your job, no.
I was giving out the trial stuff of making ass mints.
EA mints.
Okay.
Events.
You know when you want if you want to eat a girl's ass.
You know what a mint is for your mouth.
Yeah, yeah.
Why do you do that?
You-
'Cause
the,
your mouth's
the little strip.
You got an actual product
well,
for that.
We
got the protocol. It's working.
It's
great.
Mommies that's out there that took everything from me at the booth.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the support.
But we need the feedback.
But-
We don't know if it works.
Just y'all all were guinea pigs. All of y'all were guinea pigs.
Let me break.
I'm trying to imagine
let me break it- let me
what
break it
the
down.
explanations were
I
like.
got you. You ready?
Well,
You ready?
It was, that's why I only
You
came
meet.
on
You
by
meet.
myself.
You meet some shorty.
Uh-huh.
Might be random.
Yeah.
Maybe you know her a week, but that's still random
Yeah.
to me. You don't know how clean that ass is, right?
I got you.
And I'm assuming I don't have to assume you're Spanish from Hialeah. You eat ass for sure.
Yeah.
We don't know if she's dirty.
Uh,
So you give her the little swipe. If you smell it, you're brave. I'd rather put it in her nose. And if she backs up, she don't need that
No.
mint. You put this little mint in her culito.
okay.
Ass mint.
It's like
And
a
it's
sheet.
gonna
It
not,
dissolves.
it's gonna make it,
It
smell
dissolves
good.
and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
dissolves
gonna
once
smell
you-
good and it's gonna have a nice
Is it
flavor.
like,
you know what I'm saying?
what was it that they used to do in the 80s? The celebrities and shit. Then they used to put what is it, Quaaludes up their ass and
But
shit.
yeah, but
They-
it wasn't a sheet.
Pillheads still do that to this day
Yes, it is.
because it dissolves faster. But no, we're not
You
talking
know,
about that.
those mints that you put in
Yeah,
it's
like a little
in your
jelly,
mouth?
a little
It's like
gel, a little gel
and
mint,
it
just
just
like-
melts.
Alright.
So that's what it was.
Isn't that like the medicines they give the kids, the suppositorio?
Yeah, but
No,
that's
that's
too
that's
big,
a suppository.
and that's too big. We're talking
Wax.
about a
very
gel
small,
cap.
very
That's a plug. That's a plug. That's a
You
wax
put,
plug.
you put it in there,
You're gonna have
it's
that
gonna,
guy too, though.
yeah, it's
Well,
gonna
no, that's
smell.
just
We
Poland,
didn't have
bro.
suppositories.
It's gonna smell good.
If
It's
you
gonna
want to
smell
go
good and
deep
taste
in.
good.
Yeah,
Right.
bro.
So
But-
now it smells good and tastes good. Now you can eat that ass. You know what I'm saying?
The little
Just
leaf,
saying.
the little
I'm
leaves-
fucking sold, bro.
The
Yeah,
little-
give
yeah,
me some
that's what I'm
samples,
saying.
bro.
That's what we
Well,
said.
that's what I'm saying. Like
And
it
it's
was
called EA Mints, Eddie the Ass Eater Mints.
Yeah.
So you know EA Sports, like the video game, EA Sports, it's in the game. We're gonna say EA Mints, it's in your ass.
Yeah, it's in your ass.
We won. Trust me, we got this.
No, it was
you,
good.
You're
Why
right,
don't you
20%.
do EA Sports? It's near your taint.
That's close, but the end of your ass is so like, what the fuck? People get shocked when you say that. I don't know
No,
why.
it was,
it works. The shock value is crazy.
It was a real interesting day.
Example?
And let me tell you something. I had a little line.
Experiment.
I
I
had a
bet.
little line.
but you didn't get to put one in.
No,
Yeah,
I couldn't.
But
get
this
the-
is Calle Ocho, so you had to do
This
these
Calle Ocho.
explanations in Spanish, I imagine.
Well, the
There's a lot of
good thing
bilingual.
is there's a lot of bilinguals that was out there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I was on the cut where like the music wasn't hitting so hard, so like I got to actually speak. And
The name is kind of
and they came
self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Eddie the Ass Eater Mints. It's for your ass, boo.
You know, and
Puta
then
sucia.
there was dudes
Stick a man
online
in
that
that.
were like, "Yo, let me get a couple. Want to eat some ass tonight?" I'm like, "I got you, Playboy. Here you go."
It works.
I want to see the brochures. And,
Well, that's
the shit
coming.
you had
Like,
on.
and then
yeah.
again, like I said, it was a protocol.
You're
It was
gonna see the
not a
promo
protocol.
clips first.
It was
Experiment.
experiment. Well,
Prototype.
prototype.
Prototype,
It was a
right.
prototype. So, ladies, if you got any rash or cauliflower hemorrhoids, I'm sorry.
That's personal.
You can't sue me. I don't got nothing.
Right. But if you have hemorrhoids, you can come over his house. Tear that ass up.
I'll squeeze them together and see if I put it in back.
Tear
in.
that ass up.
You ever had a girl with hemorrhoids?
No.
Nah, man. Nah, man.
No.
Not.
You know what hemorrhoids are, though, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know that if you squeeze both ass cheeks together,
What?
you could eventually push the hemorrhoid in, just in case. You know,
No, this guy's a proctologist now.
You have no idea. First of all,
it didn't work for some cauliflower. hemorrhoid.
cauliflower, no.
No, that
That's
was too
too
big.
big.
That-
It
that's-
wasn't
that's-
going in.
that's
It's,
not
you know,
good.
it has to be like a little pea or something. You know, like,
You should make them medicinal for that purpose, for treating them as well as making them smell fresh.
But the thing is that we don't.
But I don't want to. I'm trying to stay away from hemorrhoids. I'm
Right.
just giving you.
If
a
you have
point
hemorrhoids, we don't
just
even,
in case.
not even interested.
Okay.
Just
You
in
know?
case.
Yeah.
Just in case you get passed by.
I mean, if you're a girl and you go out there and you know you got hemorrhoids this big in your ass and you still got balls to bend over in front of a dude like, eat my ass, you have big ass balls.
yeah, you have big ass cauliflower
Balls. And you need to go back home and rethink your fucking life.
and put a band-aid on that thing.
Yeah. Because I'm kicking you out the crib. He's keeping you. I'm kicking you out.
Well, I'm flipping you over, so I don't have to see the booty no more.
That's nasty because that.
You know, I
That
don't want
hemorrhoid-
to. I don't
that
want to look at
hemorrhoid
that.
juice
no more.
already went down her ass to her coochie, and I don't care if you flip it over. It already has hemorrhoid juice on it. It's
No,
just-
there's no hemorrhoid juice.
You gotta go home, man.
Hemorrhoids don't juice, bro.
When the way you squeeze them, they do.
Well, no, I squeezed it, trying to get back in. It didn't work.
But I know
It
it's not.
stayed there, and I was like, all right,
Push it back in.
you know, no, I didn't go there. I didn't touch it. I was squeezing the butt cheeks. It didn't go in, so I said, I went up.
Who taught you that?
Nobody. I just thought
You
maybe,
figured it out, yo?
like, I did it once to somebody, and
Wow.
you know,
Okay.
it worked. And I was like, but she had like a little thick thing,
about that.
so it went back in.
It's navigable.
Yeah. Then, but the big shits, you can't do it. You can't do it. Nah, you know what? Listen, yeah, it was a little
Right.
subject
That's
changer.
too much.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
y'all
yeah.
asked me what
I
I was
feel you.
doing in Calle Ocho. That's what I was doing in
yeah,
Calle
What
Ocho.
would be a little crazier if I asked you if you like Harleys, Davidsons. Then we have another story, but we're not even gonna go there today.
Stop it already.
See?
You already brought up the cauliflower shit.
Disgusting. We're not going there.
You don't want to. You don't want to hear it no more.
All right. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Have you had your encounters of eating ass? Like, do you eat ass?
I don't eat ass, dog.
You don't eat ass.
I gotta be honest with you.
If you get,
I feel like I'm speaking like an expert, dog.
time
I
is
can't-
running out.
I
If you
can't
get a
front.
wifey or
I mean,
somebody-
Time is
it,
running out.
like you gotta get a wifey. When you get a wifey, you gotta.
no, I got wifey, dog. But, you know.
Also, I mean, listen, bro.
We
I
have
mean,
a
you
little,
know what I mean?
want to give him the saying?
If
Hey, we have a little
you
saying
don't
around
eat her
here.
ass,
If you don't eat your girl's ass, somebody else will.
You know,
Just saying.
nah.
We're not saying that's gonna happen to you.
Yeah, no, we're not saying it's gonna happen, but
you
it's
know.
a possibility.
Yeah.
You gotta be, you gotta put that freak level a little higher.
I feel you.
Here's the funny shit: is a lot of girls
Hit me up with the mints. You gotta.
Oh yeah, the
give
mints
me,
they coming.
give me some supplies of the mints.
I don't
Send them
want to
prototype.
And I
give
could-
you.
and I could-
I don't want to give you mints to your wifey, and they're not like completely good.
Used? Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
good.
he wants
You know,
something.
I wanna
we're going
make
through
sure
the-
that-
we're going through the prototype
I got
now.
you.
That's why I went to the hood to pass them out.
Yeah. All right.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
There might be 100 girls out there with a rash right now. We have no idea.
and we have no idea.
No.
yeah, not to the lost.
No
baby.
1-800 number they
No,
can
there's
call.
nothing.
You could.
You got the DM.
You know, they might
Ladies,
hit me up
if you were
on
out there
IG.
in Cayocho and you took one of those EA mints in your butt,
Yeah.
DM,
You could do
drop
that.
your G's. Just so we just want to know if it worked or if it didn't work. I don't want to know about it.
Yeah,
But you can tell Eddie.
He'll pay your hospital bills for you just in case.
I know I wasn't out there.
Well, no, but you said you'll take care of it.
No, I never said those words. It's on film.
Yeah, the underboss gonna take care of it.
Yeah,
Just make sure you go to Hialeah Hospital.
that's where they definitely got it.
Yeah.
Where your chocletas from Winn Dixie. Music wise,
That's enough for Azzy.
what's your latest project? I know we were just talking about it that you had dropped that you were dropping an album. I just want to know,
Yeah.
give me a plug on it. Tell me about it. Let the people know about it.
Yeah, no doubt. Just dropped Freebase. That's the latest project. It's the continuation of the previous project Bass, which is Brass and Silver Slugs. So it's all like, I think that shit has like 50 features on it.
Wow.
It's 15 tracks and shit. So there's a lot of posse cuts on it.
No.
Yeah. Homegrown.
You know when you talk about bass and Freebase, for us growing up in the 80s, that's crack. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Of course.
That's because that album was crack.
Got that crack.
Got that dope shit.
Freebase.
At least Eddie got that.
Who's freebasing nowadays?
I mean, that's so 80s.
Yeah, the girl you made on Facebook.
Jesus
The
Christ.
one on Bird Road, like Gordita.
Yeah, no,
the one that stole your credit cards.
I got bad luck.
That bitch is pretty basic.
She freebased.
My favorite story when he tells me, I never seen a bitch hit crack. I never saw anyone hit crack. So when she told me she was a
Like from
crackhead, I had to
sober to
stay.
hit crack.
I had to watch her hit the crack.
I've never seen that level.
He was like, I never seen it, so I had to watch
I
her.
stayed to watch her, freebase.
Oh, shit.
And
He went there to fuck.
It was an experience.
He went there to fuck, but he didn't know she was a crackhead. So after she goes to hit the crack,
He paid for the ride.
you read this is the best
Nah,
line
I
in the
ain't paid
world.
for that shit.
Yes, you did. This is the best line in the world. You didn't know you did.
She
This is the
paid-
best
she
line in the
already
world. After she hits he's there because he's intrigued because he's never seen a girl, especially a girl, hit a crack. He wants to see how she reacts. So she hits the crack. And remember, he's also there trying to splat. She hits the crack and goes, you should have fucked me before because now I can't even fuck no more. Now I have to just hit this crack. I was like, Eddie.
that's when our exit left.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got
He
it.
would go look for the crack dealer again. I need one more rock for this loca.
Crazy shit is, I'm already home. She's down the block from my crib, so boom, I get to the crib. She
No
calls me
shame
up.
on this bitch.
She's like, hey, listen, you got $40, you come back.
No
for
shame,
suck your dick,
brother.
we fucking a car, I need another rock. I'm like, nah, I'm done.
And he's like, she asked for $40 after he already had left the crib. And he's like, I got 20.
And he said,
She was like,
"Send me a
"Alright,
cash app."
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was.
I don't got 40. I only got 20.
That was an experience. But okay, back to freebasing the album, not crack.
Not the
Sorry.
Not the actual
We're
freebase.
super ADD.
Yeah, I'm not a freebaser.
Right.
Good, thank God.
We don't judge.
Coming from Hialeah, I don't know.
I serve the freebase.
And we don't judge.
The product is addictive like
Yeah.
Freebase.
Facts.
I like that. You see, that's what.
Yeah, the album ain't free.
Right.
The basis.
The base is
The
free
base is free.
after you buy it.
That's right. Buy the album.
Okay.
And so you saying that your first album that you had was bass?
Nah, my first
That's not
album
his
was
first album.
my first album was in 08. That was Esperanza. And then this bass was probably album number 6 on the solo end. And then this is like album number 7 on the solo end and shit.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have projects I've released with other cats. Shout out to Money Mowgli, DJ
Yes, sir.
XS. We released the project
Big up
in
XS too.
2024. My homies. Yeah, shout out to the Lows, the Woes.
I saw you with
Yeah.
Excess, as a matter of fact, at the 305 day. Word.
Yeah, that's my dog. That's my homie.
Yeah, he's cool as F. We're going to have him on here too.
Yeah.
I just spoke to him yesterday.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
So yeah, like these free bass projects, the bass projects, like 'cause the one I'm gonna drop after this one is called More Bass, and then I'm dropping Home Bass after that. But they're dedicated to a lot of the production is my own production. I get other dudes to produce, but like it's got to be all homegrown. So like everybody on the project is homegrown, from the
Dope.
producers to the MCs I have featured.
That's hard.
You know, like on the bass project, the original one, the only cat that wasn't homegrown, sort of say, is Thurston. Thurston was on one of the tracks.
He's Miami all
But
day.
he's-
though.
yeah.
He been out here in the
Kidding
'80s,
me?
break dancing.
I got 5 joints with Thurston.
Yeah,
Trust me.
he goes
He's
deep
the man.
in Wynwood. You know?
Thurston is
Nah.
word
all day.
out,
And he's
word out.
crazy hood all day.
Yes.
Yeah. Shout out to Thurston.
Yeah, and the lows too, for sure.
Actually, he's a low too.
That's why, well, my next 2 weeks, I always see him with Excess. I had to put
Oh,
2
you
and
with
2
Low Life?
together.
Yeah. I just got with Low Life this year and shit.
Gangsta.
Well, 2024.
So you know LeBron
Yeah.
James.
Yeah, all of them dudes, man. Well,
I just
what
know
attracted-
him as Crazy James because
Yeah,
I grew up with him since we were 15.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He went to Sunset.
I didn't know
My
he used
bro.
to make beats. When I got to know him, he's like, yo, I used
Yeah.
to make beats.
Yeah,
And
he was
shit.
shy
made some
before.
beats for Pito and shit. I was just like,
Big
yo,
up
he made
Pito
that
too.
beat?
That's my
crazy.
bro. I've known Pito since he was 12.
Yeah.
Like I know his whole family since he probably wasn't even
Everybody.
born.
We know the whole-
You smell me?
the
Like that little Kendall kid. Like when they came to Kendall, they was official Kendall kid. But James, that's my. I've been with him since we were 15 years old.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
free bass project got mad Kendall cats on it, man.
Right?
I got mad love for Kendall, bro.
Me too.
I've never hated on Kendall and shit.
And I don't say this in an arrogant way, but we were the first ones to rep Kendall and still got ridiculed for it and still kept repping Kendall. And we are 30 years later and we still repping fucking
You're
Kendall.
100% right on that, dog.
No, I know.
Y'all
we went
were
through
waving
it.
the
We
Kendall
battled
flag
for that.
Oh man.
from the beginning, dog.
Guarantee we battled for that.
All the EFM
Trust me.
mixtapes, it was just always repping
Yeah.
Kendall.
We would have so many people be like, "Why you repping Kendall?
Yeah.
We live here, motherfucker. This is our hood."
Yeah. Rap.
Oh,
Fuck
matter
you
of
talking
fact, we
about?
spoke earlier like Miami hit shit. The EFM tapes, dog.
Yeah.
Volume 14, dog, was my shit.
Oh, that's
I was
my
telling
Volume
him not too
14?
long ago. Yo, you got an extra copy?
I was just about to
Yeah.
ask you if you was on the. I think you can hear it though.
I think
Not
it's
get-
on-
No,
You
on
can
Mixcloud you can hear all of them.
Mixcloud, you
shit.
too.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
You
yeah.
put them up on all of them.
But Volume 14 was my shit, man. I love that tape. Just something about like all the tracks he had on it. The track that opens up is the I call it Stand Clear.
Right.
The one the Alliance track.
Yeah,
That's
we did all
of
the
y'all.
intros, so I know we was on
Yeah,
that one.
that,
Yeah, they did all
that
the
one was
intros.
fire. That's a fire joint.
Dope.
It's got the one with Unknown Fleet and
Unknown
Sick Vic
Fleet.
on the beat.
Yeah,
that,
for sure.
that track is fire.
That's my peoples.
Yeah, that's one of standout mixtapes right
That's
there.
my dog. I know Sick Vic since I was 13. Like, forget about it. Like, these are old school cats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But to tell you about the Lows,
and
what,
big
what,
on LC too, by the way.
what attracted me to joining the Lows was like the brotherhood of it.
Yeah, facts.
Because I'm not really like a low head like that. Like I'm
Yeah.
wearing a polo jacket now, but this
Right.
is possibly my only polo jacket.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
Right,
Period.
right.
You know? So like I'm not like a fashion head or anything like that. I've never
Right.
been.
Yeah, me
You know?
neither.
I just love this music shit. But
Yeah, and that
You
crew.
a lie. This nigga was wearing a Hilfiger polo, everything in high school.
But that's just because I woke up like that. I'm talking about like,
Yeah, 'cause he was-
if I don't have fashion, I'm gonna die like a diva. No,
He was-
that was you. You're in
What
New
you
York
doing?
with
He
your
was-
FOT New York shoes. You should have seen this kid
His
with the
Man.
Ewings. He had Timbos in 18 colors.
Mad.
He's still rocking tips.
That's right.
He's a fly nigga.
That's right. I'm a rock.
He's mad
too.
at me for being fly.
Well, I was in high school. He always had the hottest shit. I was like, this.
Yeah, but we
motherfucker-
was.
He was
I don't think you say
boosting.
this.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, I
I didn't
know.
say boosting.
Y'all was boosting.
Boosting is when you go and you steal shit. That's
yeah,
corny shit.
y'all was boosting.
Now I was stolen. We was using
You,
not me, but some of my
Hiram,
friends were using stolen credit cards. That's how we
Kermit.
shopped.
Oh yeah, was that's boosting.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
You can't do that no more. You get fucked.
they was coming. They was always going to do their shit. Come to school all fly shit. Be like, damn,
We
motherfucker.
did. We use a lot of. Not me. People use a lot of other people's credit cards.
Like
Yeah,
this,
but that was a dope time. You know what I'm
always
saying?
looking. When I tell you looking fresh all the time, I was
We
like,
we stopped like that.
struggling to get my
Yeah.
shit. This none of this is just.
You be one for all. Dale.
Yeah, man.
Right. You,
Yeah, it's all right. It's all
When
right.
we get out of here, I'm gonna yell at you so
We're
hard.
gonna go boost some more.
Guy.
Boost Mobile.
Boost.
What the hell is that? This kid threw me off. This fucking kid over here,
Ah,
telling all these
low
fucking
life,
lies over
man.
here.
Why you got to be with low life?
No, I just want to know you're a low life, but not like polo life.
Not a I'm just a low life.
Fucking liar is what you are.
No.
I want to ask you a quick question, because you're a little younger than us, not super younger, but you're a little younger than us. This new generation of music, you know what I'm saying? Because we grew up in the greatest era of hip hop, so it's not that I'm biased. We just grew up in the best fucking era. It's not my fault that the dopest MCs was in our time, and right now, just dope MCs, right? You got to search like a son of a bitch for them because they're not gonna put them on mainstream. You're not gonna hear any of that. What's your take right now? Like, because we know there's a lot of people that sound the same. People like in it just to get a quick buck and bounce. Like, what's your opinion on it now? Like, or is there anyone you listen to now, or do you even give a fuck about it?
I think the game now is just a niche. There's niches in all genres of music.
Right.
So it's a lot harder to find what's the dope shit because there's so many people doing music now.
Facts.
Like you mentioned earlier how like the scene is thriving, that there's a lot more collaboration going on and all that. Well, part of that is technology has allowed us to do it.
Guaranteed.
You know, back in the 90s, back in 2000, for me to record with somebody, they had to have like a dope Tascam. They had to have something going on.
We had to be in
to
the
make
same
it
room.
happen. Yeah, you know, so with the advent of home studios, you got, I think T-Pain on Drink Champ said it, you got more artists than chairs.
Yeah, no, it's right.
And that's completely true. So there's
More
still
rappers
dope
than
shit.
fans.
Yeah, and the other side to it is like the formula is out there now.
Yeah.
So like back in the days, like in our days, because I'm younger than you, but not that much younger than you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
But
39. You're like a little under me.
yeah, I'm like 25. You know.
Facts.
So, but like, you had to find a Jedi to like teach you the MPC, to teach you how to freestyle, to teach you shit. Whereas now you do a YouTube search and you're in YouTube University all day and
You're done.
You know, you learn how to make beats in one day and
You record your
now you
album
got
in your
AI.
underwear.
You know, now you got AI.
Yeah, no,
so
that's the whack part about it. What you think
Yeah.
about that? The whole
It's-
AI that people just go ahead, write my rhyme, and then now you got this shit just writing your shit for you.
Yeah, it goes down to, are you gonna cherish originality? Like what kind of listener are you?
Right.
You know, I'm an organic listener. I need to know that I'm listening to an MC. I'm listening to somebody who, I don't care, bro. I don't care if you wrote the song in an hour. I don't care if the song took you a year to write.
Right.
Is it a dope song?
That's all that matters, right?
Did you do it?
Yeah.
You know, that other shit is awful gazy to me. All those like little party tricks that people want to do and shit, like that shit's. I still write on a paper.
Yeah.
And I know cats that write on their phone, and I know cats that go off the head real nice.
Yeah.
And deliver. Shoddy's one of them. They deliver great products, but unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that are gonna do the AI shit or
cookie cutter shit.
Yeah, or they look up like Biggie's. They'll look up a Biggie verse, and then they'll basically take the whole skeleton of the verse and just change the rhyming words.
Oof.
You feel me?
Oosh.
And they do it under
cool.
sometimes they'll do it under the guise of paying homage.
That's biting.
Though I pay attention to everything. Like if an MC, like I can't listen to a rapper who, when I listen to your music, if I hear your breath, your breathing, if I hear, it turns me off. Yeah. I'm petty, bro.
Right.
I'm
but
like,
if you're 300 pounds of rap and you gotta let
that's a little different.
You gotta
that's a little different. But even pun, listen to pun.
Yeah, but that was
you
well
didn't
edited.
Yeah, but it was edited.
Well, still
a lot of it.
edited at least.
Yeah.
So
make it pretty. Make it pretty for me.
Take out very little. They take it's. You know, a digital fucking Well, all this digital world is very easy to.
If you're an MC and you use too many similes,
he did.
If I'm listening to a 16-bar verse and in that 16-bar verse you got 8 similes, I'm like,
here's what annoys me: when you have a fucking 16-bar verse or longer and you ain't saying shit. That's what bothers me.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Say something.
I feel you.
Just fucking say something.
Say something.
You understand?
Yeah.
Stop going mythical, tithical, withical, sophistical. That don't mean shit to me. You understand?
Right.
That don't mean shit to me at all. And I've been in this shit all my fucking life. So for this, what Eddie said a while ago, and it's been in my brain, we need to fucking either lobby for this or we'll just talk about it and hopefully it'll spark. We need to change that genre. That's not hip hop. You're rapping, but you're not hip hop. And we've asked these younger dudes for the 5 elements, and they're like, 5 elements? They just start laughing like, what? Earth, wind, fire? Excuse me? You're too young then. And that means that you're just in it for, you know what I'm saying? You do your homework an inch. If you wanted to be a mechanic, you're not going to study mechanics? I'm just saying. You think you're just going to go under the engine?
But
and
just like you said, like it's either you are into hip hop and you want to know the culture. You want to understand the whole
We're not talking
thing.
rap. We're talking hip hop.
Or you just want to be a rapper and you just want to
that's fine. Be a rapper. Be an entertainer, but you're not a hip hop artist.
Right.
That's cool.
Does that make sense?
Don't call yourself a hip hop artist or that you're hip hop when you don't know shit.
Word. And not only that you don't know, you don't want to know. You don't give a fuck who came before you.
Yeah. But I mean,
you don't want to know where it started.
You're gonna say you have 5 albums and you've been doing this, and then when you ask, you know the elements, and they're like, or I don't know.
Well, you know, part of that I think also is because in the '90s, like, and especially in like the late '90s, there was a big push to cultivate that more. You know, you had MTV was the go-to channel for everybody. You had the Source magazine, you had Vibe magazine, you had all these things like educating the youth, us. You know what I'm saying? Because we were all still young in 97, 98, 99.
Right.
So there was a huge push for
some people
making
might
this
see it
hip-hop
as educating,
culture.
but some people might see it as just monetizing off our motherfucking culture.
In some senses it was.
Yeah.
But
because you think about BET, we had the basement, we had shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't Rap City. Those shits are teaching you something. MTV, of course we had when we had MTV Raps.
MTV Raps.
Trust me, but then there are other and this is me now thinking back, just reflecting, like, man, there was a bunch of bullshit ass fucking shows that love to put hip hop on it because hip hop sells. Hip hop is universal now. You can't watch TV without seeing one commercial. There's gonna be at least one commercial where there's gonna be some little white Chinese Spanish kid rapping about whatever the commercial is. The rap has to be in there, and that shows you how big it is, shows you how universal it is, and how people know that, hey, we can monetize off this shit, Yeah. But I'm just not a fan of someone who records a 10, 15 track album in their underwear in their mama house, and then act like they put it in work, like there's some hip hop there. Like, no, you're rapping, but it's not hip hop. Right. And your album's called Little Skies 1, Little Skies 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well,
there's no, not, and I don't even want to. I'm not no gig on Little Skies. I don't even know who that kid is, but I just made that up. And what I'm saying is,
more than likely there is a Little Skies out there.
I know there is. That's why I said my bad. I'm not even trying to talk about him. I just made that shit up.
Wow.
Yeah, bro.
That's a hard
all
one,
I'm saying is put a little bit of work, a little emphasis in your shit, and you might even have some original fans, some organic fans, some hip hop fans.
Well, because the creating the music is so much easier now. That's why I think your live show has to be that much.
It has to be the best,
now.
right? Big facts.
Because of the fact that it's so much easier.
So why is it gone to just spitting over your lyrics? If that holds true, which I believe, this younger generation obviously don't see it like that.
Yeah,
they're spitting over their whole song. They're the hype man, and they're still out of breath. And they still sound like shit. I know you're saying every fourth word.
Yeah.
Put some love in this shit, brother. You at Coachella with fucking 600,000 people looking at you, and all you're doing is just dancing on stage and say, hey, where my check?
Songs going on.
You don't have to practice
You
that.
ain't saying shit.
They don't practice that. Let me get some Molly and I'm gonna go on stage and rock. I don't need to be sober out this motherfucker. I just saw Lil Wayne the other day and somebody else, I think it was Bert, somebody else from that crew. They was on stage, nodded out, dog. Like nodded out. How pillheads are. I'm not saying he's on pills, but he was nodded out.
But it goes to what I'm saying. There's like all these genres, these subgenres of hip hop now. You got the drill music, you got the real druggy hip hop scene that's not the same as drill music. You know what I'm saying?
But
and you got all these.
Ask them dudes in Chi-Town about some history of hip hop. I bet you they give it to you. Mm-hmm. It's not just spitting. It's a culture, you dig?
Yeah.
And I believe a lot of those drill artists know their history. I believe that. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
I'm not talking about the one in them, the 100 that sound exactly the same.
No,
there are good MCs out there. You just gotta weed through the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Like to me, dude, hands down, and I've been saying this on pretty much all the Grumpy OG shows. 21 Savage to me is trash.
Right.
That's garbage.
Yep.
Like that's.
But this generation loves
Just
it.
But you know who I think is dope? And I think people will be surprised that I'm saying this is Kodak Black.
I love Kodak.
I think Kodak is.
I love Kodak.
He drops bars
Kodak
and
is
he
better
does.
than 21.
He's way better than 21.
Way better than 21.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm not hating on 21's money. Like,
no, get your money.
Go get your money, entertainer.
Yeah,
you're not a rapper to me.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're not hip hop at all.
Yeah,
you're an entertainer. You're a rock star.
Right.
You're a rapper, not an MC.
Exactly.
Facts.
But if we were to say like the contemporary,
it's just what it is.
The contemporary scene of hip hop and like what are the MCs that like I think are still pushing MC and lyricism forward is like cats like Ransom. I like Lil Puya. I think Lil Puya. I've never seen him live. I don't know if he still brings it. But he's
the local kid.
He bars out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Marcus Clay, Joey Badass. Like these are dudes that are, I think, still pushing lyricism forward and. Not for nothing. I think what we got down here.
The whole Griselda movement.
I think what could potentially be the next movement is down here. I think Shoddy, Money Mowgli.
It's doing all
you know what I'm saying?
Y'all continue doing what you're doing. It's gonna. It's there.
It has to happen.
It's already growing.
It's already happening.
It's already
happening.
So it's gonna get to that point where they're gonna be really, really looking over here and it's like, yo, there's some dope MCs out here.
Right.
We can't all be blind. We know everyone got talent. You did.
Right.
It just has to be the right catch, the right person has to see it, the right whatever needs to see it, and it'll blow.
I used to hold on to music for mad long, hold on to tracks for mad long, and let me get it ready, and all the bells and whistles got to be there.
Thanks.
So what I've been putting into practice more is like releasing at least 2-3 albums a year.
Yeah.
And that's the drive I've been on for the last 3 years. It's
okay.
like let me just release 2-3 projects a year, and I release a mixtape after every Blanchai event that I do with Excess. That mixtape is composed of any artist that's in the building, any artist that performed that night. I'm taking note.
Right.
Like throughout the night, I'm like, okay, boom, boom, check, and the very next day, while the mind is still fresh, I'm writing down every single artist I saw in the building, and we putting it on a mixtape. That mixtape has an intro and an outro. That intro and outro, me and XS cook up.
Nice.
So we're on like Blanchai 18 right now. We dropped 17 mixtapes. Each mixtape we drop intro and an outro track, and I could perform all of that shit. You know what I mean?
Dope.
So it's like because the name of the game is content right now.
All day.
If you truly got that skill, if you truly about that talent, then put it out.
That's it.
Put it out and put your hat in the ring.
That's guaranteed.
And that's the way I feel. Like
that's what it is. What,
you know,
I don't want to say it's the formula, but that's what it is. You smell me?
Right.
Content. Keep yourself in their face.
Yeah.
Remember, this generation is way more ADD than our generation.
Right.
No, but
after 2 minutes, they want to know what's
we
next.
had it harder because we had to do the mixtape,
Right.
baby.
Right.
And
we had to go out and get the freestyles. You know what I'm saying?
right?
There was no
Get the
flying it
drops.
to
No,
us.
yeah, but
in front of us,
dope
though,
that we
with
had
the machine,
a
just
DJ
like that.
that was actually creating mixtapes,
Correct.
so that he could put the crew on
And open
plus
the platform.
home team,
Word.
Right.
and then still playing hip hop music.
Yeah.
Where like that was our form of the streaming,
Yeah.
Getting
Right,
your
and
music.
getting your name out there.
Because
and
that's
shit.
the only way you was able to
Yeah.
do it. Because if
And,
not,
and listen, EFN
No
was
social media.
and EFN was not bullshitting when he was making these mixtapes. It wasn't just because you rapped you got on.
No.
Pitbull came 5 times, 5 different songs. On the 5th one, we were like, all right, it's all right, and that's
Yeah.
when he got on.
I
But
remember
4
Big used
knows.
to be like, nah, your friend don't like me, though.
Yeah, he could have said, you gotta come a little hot. But on the 5th try, see or no?
but that's consistent. He
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
getting
consistent.
on
I'm getting
this
on.
motherfucking
Yeah.
mixtape.
And you can't
he could
deny
have
that,
gave
dog.
up. He could have gave up and said, "Nah, fuck that."
You
Yo,
can't
fuck
deny
him.
that drive
He did it.
that Pitt had.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nah,
and
his
now
work
look at
ethic is ill.
Yeah.
the man.
He's
You know
just
what I'm saying?
And the other thing is too is and that I see now in the musical landscape of shit is that there's cats that understand it's all content, and it's cool if you understand it's all content, but don't just put out any garbage either.
Hey, facts.
Like yo, hone in on
Quality
what you
matters.
really like. So I'm still, don't get it twisted. I'm not just like putting out shit.
Just to-
and
just to be
mailing it in.
relevant,
I'm not
right.
mailing shit in. I'm picky as fuck.
Right.
I'm my own worst critic to the fullest.
Yeah.
But I've learned to kind of let go of constantly trying to get perfection. Sometimes the imperfections, you just got to live with them.
Yeah.
And maybe what you think is imperfection, somebody else sees
Loves
it
it.
as amazing. And
Yeah.
Why did you do it that way? And like,
Yeah. And I know it's hard.
hated that
It's hard
part.
for
You
you
know
to
what I
make the
mean?
decision because, like you said, you're your own worst critic. But if there's 10 people in the room and all 9 are saying this is hard, it's hard.
Yeah.
You gotta accept it.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. And
and you just got to put it out to
I
like
don't think excess
kind of
is-
close that
I don't
chapter.
think- and I know excess. He ain't no yes man. He ain't just gonna
he's
let
not
you.
a yes
If
man.
you say
Oh, at all, bro.
if he don't believe it, he's gonna say yeah, you're right.
Yo,
That's-
I've done aside from the album I did with Mowgli, I've done mad tracks with Mowgli and fucking. There's been times, bro. He's hit me up like, yo, whoa, that ain't it.
Listen,
That
you
ain't
need,
it, Will.
you need
I
friends
love
like
that.
that in your crew.
Back to
Always.
the drawing board.
But
Boom,
you
boom,
need
boom.
that.
You need
Yeah,
that.
you
And
need
them-
that
those are
shit.
real friends.
There's a
Need that
bunch of
shit.
people out there that you like, damn, you got not one friend?
Right.
Because that
Right.
shit sounds stupid.
Yeah.
Yo.
Nobody was around you saying, yo, Papa, change that.
Right. Relax.
Yeah.
Like, there's
so-
many times that there was shit that these niggas laid down and it was like, yo, nah, change that up. And
Right.
then, it wasn't on point.
Nice.
Like, you
And
gotta
you need
have
to
a
hear that.
team, at least friends. You know, I say when we say team, people be like, oh no, well you have
People
a
you
team.
pay? No, our friends.
Yeah.
People
People
that
who give a
hang out,
fuck
that you
about
hang
you.
out with,
Yeah.
even if
Yeah.
they're fucking garbage man, they're not into the fucking rap scene.
They just gotta
but
give a
they
fuck
your
about you.
friend, and they say, yo, nah, that shit don't sound too dope.
And that gets me to this, because technology is the way it is, and you could record for the free. You gotta have those friends.
You got
Because
to.
back in the days, if you had to pay for studio time, I could understand somebody holding back because they're like, "Yo, man,
and
you already
listen,
paid for 3 hours."
We
bro."
was and we
You
was
know
still
what I mean?
rough. And we was still rough. 'Cause
Forget
we was
about
like,
it.
Yeah,
cut that. You gotta do it again.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But you gotta have that real friend behind you saying, yo, dope or whack.
Yeah.
yeah.
We've been blessed also that we've always had a studio. So timing was.
Yeah.
I could give it if I had an excuse. Oh, I gotta go. You offend any? No, motherfucker. We don't pay for our studio. Get your ass in there, and when it's done, it's done. That's real shit because they're not gonna let you leave until it's the joint. You smell me? Like anybody
Yeah.
can just spit. That's easy. You know what I'm saying? We go
Yeah.
spit right now. We'll knock out 10 songs. We'll call it the Lollipop album. Like it doesn't matter. It's shit. But content. You know, say something. That's when I'm paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't catch
Yeah.
my ear until I heard you say something. Does that make sense? Like I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck that you did 18 or 30 albums. That doesn't impress me. What impresses me is that not only did you do that, you had content in every album. Right? You're talking about something. That shit makes sense to me.
Word.
Makes a lot of sense to me. But yeah, we're gonna keep pushing that narrative about the genres because I think that's super important. And we're always gonna ask everyone about the 5 elements because we like to keep the culture alive.
We
You know what I'm
want to
saying?
keep the
No
culture.
doubt.
You got to
alive.
keep the culture alive. If you don't teach anyone, and this may be one lesson out of 50 hip hop lessons, but it might be one of the most crucial ones because it's the foundation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we just gonna keep on. We gonna keep doing our thing, whatever the fuck we
And
can
if
do.
it's just 5 people listening to us and
It's
and
fine.
getting it, you're learning something. If
You
you
learn
didn't know.
something, yeah.
For sure.
And if you really a hip hop head like you say you are, then if you didn't know it, now you do.
Now you know.
Write it down,
You know?
motherfucker.
It's very simple. Very simple.
Yeah, this is guaranteed.
Some heads just didn't grow up with that, you know. I remember I
No,
met
and I understand that.
I remember I met Lady Pink up in New York like years ago. I met her like in
Always
2005,
fan.
2006.
Fan. She's
Cool
a-
peoples, real cool
Right.
peoples. But she was just like, "Yo, I'm not a hip hop head."
No.
She's like, never listened to rap music.
Yeah.
I was just a
So
graffiti
remember,
artist.
Graffiti.
So
hip hop
like
adopted.
one isn't
We adopted
mutually.
graffiti,
Yeah, it's
so.
not one isn't mutually
Graffiti was out
exclusive to the
before,
other. Is
correct.
what I'm saying. But
Correct.
yeah, it's
It was just street. It was street art. You know,
Yeah.
people's getting out. People's just doing that. Oh shit, that's dope. Yo, let me fucking put
Yeah.
my name up. No,
Yeah.
no. So it evolved into what it is now. But yeah, hip hop adopted graffiti to it. So all of those people were like punk rock.
They were the ones
yeah.
getting up.
That's what she was telling me.
yeah,
She's like,
they
we were
were-
going to CBGBs
Yeah.
or whatever.
They
you know
was
what I'm
getting
saying?
up. Yeah, they was the one tagging up. Word.
Damn, Lady Pink.
We gotta get her on the
Yeah,
show.
I had a crush.
Her and
I
Red.
had a crush on her.
Her and Reds.
What, Reds? You ever seen the tag Reds
Yeah,
up?
Reds is dope.
Yo,
man.
dope.
she's hands down female writer. She's killing it.
Yeah,
But you're also
yeah.
in love with her.
Well, I mean,
He's biased.
she's a very pretty.
But she
girl.
does
But
get
no,
up
but
dope.
she
She
gets
writes
up.
dope.
She gets
Yeah,
up.
she gets up.
She does pieces.
She's doing the
does a
skyscrapers
throw
now
up.
and
Yeah,
shit.
it's
Oh,
also hard.
She's
Stop.
legendary.
In high heels.
Yeah.
She's dope.
You heard?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I've seen.
You don't-
I've
you
seen.
don't-
I follow her. I follow
Yeah,
her
yeah,
IG.
yeah.
and shit.
You can write. You can write all
You
day,
don't
bro.
see that like from a female.
It
you don't
just
see
looks
that. And then
crazy,
She's
you know?
ill with it. you
Ill
know?
with it.
Like,
Her
Yeah,
whole
with it.
crew is dope, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
The
double
verse, fucking all of them, man.
Yeah,
Max.
we're trying to get him on the show, but you know it's hard when we're gonna all have to wear masks that day, and you already know we're gonna make that show. That show's gonna be hard. Watch, we already got the masks. It's gonna be gangster.
Reds, you coming on? Stop playing.
Forget about
You
it.
coming, so-
They-
But
Ain't
that's,
gonna see no face.
but that's something that's crazy dope about the landscape of hip hop and all the elements is I see more female DJs today than ever before.
This is true.
I see
Big
more
up to Shorty
female
Luau.
graffiti writers. I see more female MCs.
What do you hear on the radio? It's all females. They running that shit.
Yeah, but
They
the
run that
radio
shit.
relegates
But
them to
That's not what I mean.
the whole shit.
What
you
I
know
mean is I've been alive a long time. I've heard a lot of radio.
Come on.
Females have never dominated the airways how they have in the past couple
That
years. They are
Glorilla, that
dominating.
Glorilla girl is big. She said moose knuckle.
Didn't say that, dog.
She didn't say nothing. Like,
she's speaking your language.
said,
My G.
Jesus, moose knuckle. You seen a? You think you seen a moose knuckle?
It's pretty- it's a little
It's
bigger
like
than that.
two
Yeah,
miles,
two of them
like
things.
That's camel toe to the next level.
That's camel toe times 10.
Camels are jealous of that moose knuckle.
Mooses is yo.
You know
Moose
what I mean?
knuckle. That shit. She got me on that one.
I
heard
want to
that.
know if I saw a girl coming at me with a moose knuckle, if I'm gonna be
That's.
happy. Right, I'm being treated.
I'm a salivate.
Right.
I'm a salivate. That's just-
I know
I'ma
you
be
will.
like,
You gonna have to eat that like a corn on the cob and shit.
I
Like
like-
that
You're
shit's.
the ass eater. You know what I mean?
I love you.
He's also the
pussy
farmer.
too.
That's why you go eat it like corn on the cob, huh?
You,
Eddie,
you eat
Mark?
pussy. You gotta eat
I eat
pussy.
pussy, of
all right.
course, of
You
course.
all right? You at least.
I'm not that.
Jeez.
Come on, man.
You're Spanish. You gotta eat.
No, you know Jamaicans don't eat pussy.
I got kids somehow.
Facts.
Jamaicans
I'm
don't
with
eat
you.
pussy. Man. Jamaica, why you not eating pussy?
None of my Jamaican friends eat pussy.
Why you know?
Clot.
None of them.
Clot.
Good boy.
That's why, because the blood clot.
The
That's why
blood
they
clot. They don't want blood. Hey, listen.
well,
you ever
it's
finger
like-
painted
don't. Oh, that's a yes.
on the period?
Huh? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, when you put your name on her stomach and shit.
Yeah.
Hard.
All right,
It's hard.
see?
I've been in murder scenes.
Yeah,
There
facts.
you
like a
go.
murder scene.
There you go.
You know when you're young and shit. You know.
Hey, nah, shit.
Eddie did that shit yesterday.
Bullshit.
Oh shit.
Trying to find that moose knuckle.
That moose knuckle's hard to find though.
But yeah, like the females right now that's rapping, most of them sound better than the dudes.
They take
Hands down,
They all
man.
over the airways for a reason.
Yeah, some of
Hands
them.
down.
Some of them,
It
yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not going back and forth with tip for tap for how lyrical or non-lyrical they are. Just they are all over the scene.
Yeah,
That's
that's
just
true.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You cannot deny that. Every award show is 8 females and 2 males performing up there, and that's just it is what it is.
Who's the one you put me on, that Doja Cat chick?
Doja Cat's always been dope though. Even before what she is now is not.
She used to be a
how
pop
she's-
locker and
She
shit.
was dope.
She was-
I don't care no
Yo,
Doja Cat's
I,
hard.
I thought like when he told me about it.
I don't like the
was
whole devil shit she got into.
No, I
That
mean,
was
who likes
weird,
the
you
devil?
know,
No.
That shit got a
But-
little weird.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
That's probably her label made her like, you know what I mean?
That's what gave her
She didn't start
the-
like that. Go check out old Doja Cat when she
Yeah,
first came
no,
in the
I
game.
know.
Yeah, I got daughters, I know. And
He put me on her, and I was like,
my babies and my wife would always listen. I'm like, who the fuck is this?
I remember when she came out with that moo shit.
Which
You know,
one?
she went viral with that moo shit.
Oh, I don't know
With
what
her
the name
tits
is.
bouncing and she had that moo thing.
I forgot.
So I thought it was
I don't know
just
the name of the song, but
yeah. There was
There's a video?
some moo.
Yeah.
And then her tits are bouncing everywhere.
I think even
and
before
everybody was
that-
like thrown back because it's just like people hadn't seen natural titties bounce like that.
Yeah,
in a minute.
She was
and
always,
a woman just like her
style
natural
was-
titties.
Yeah, when she first came in, she was
Yeah,
it was
but-
a little different
but-
than what she sounds now, but she was dope.
But I'm
regardless.
telling you, like I saw that, and I was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, oh, whatever, dog. There's just some internet trend shit, whatever.
Right.
But
No,
then
dude.
slowly her tracks started coming out. I'm like, yo, she's fucking dope, man. I was
dope.
kind of sad for her when Nas was dissing her.
I didn't
I
know.
know
Even
Nas this thing?
You don't remember when Nas
No.
dissed her?
No.
Because she did an interview, and then she kind of said something along the lines of liking her men light skinned or some shit. So Nas kind of went in. Man, I forgot what Nas song it was. But
Oh, really?
I was like,
didn't know.
damn, don't hit
Yeah,
Doja.
she's young. Leave her
Don't hit
alone.
Doja, man.
Well, you know.
man. She about
I'm
the
just
culture.
saying. It would listen.
She was quoting Little Brother.
Yeah, they gave her shit when she won. Like I think female rap album of the year. I want to say that's what they won, and everyone was saying she's not even a rapper. She is a rapper, dog. She started like that. She has different
she was-
styles.
And
you
one
know
of those
what I'm
and
saying?
one of those award shows, she was sitting in the crowd, and then she's like, I hear rapping, and then I'm like, who the fuck is that? And
Yeah.
she gets up and she's rapping all the way to the stage.
She
Yo,
spits.
she killed the shit.
She
I was
spits,
like,
dog,
who
trust.
the fuck is this?
She's super dope.
I didn't know
Doja's
who it
super dope.
was.
Forget it. I'm
And
trying to
she
tell
makes
you.
her own beat.
Oh, word! I didn't even know that. That's even harder.
She dope. Like
I just
was
think that
saying,
she's a hell of a performer.
most of the
you know?
females that are out here right now that's been out, they sounding way better than the dudes. And I don't know. I
like
don't
they
know
put
why.
it more into their
I don't know
craft.
why.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they might take more chances.
And I'm not being, you know,
And they
male
can.
chauvinist or
You know what I'm saying?
nothing,
Not
but
for nothing.
you know, I'm giving the female props because they're actually doing it right now.
Yeah, no,
They
I think
doing
they
it
killed the
big.
game. Word up.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at none of that. They doing what they do. I don't know how long it's gonna last. Hopefully it keeps buzzing, but there's a lot of females out now. There wasn't so many out, 10, 15, or 20 years ago. 30, them done.
Nah,
There was a couple.
handful. It was like a handful.
Yeah, no,
of,
I'm
and
saying
You had
they'll
MC
they'll have
Light,
their
Queen
phases.
Latifah. Who else?
Well, you going back to the
From
90s?
all, yeah,
You got Salt and
80s,
Pepper.
90s, Salt and Pepper.
Yeah, there was a
Yo-Yo.
There was a couple
Lady Rage.
more, Moni Love. Like there was a couple more back
Moni
then.
Love,
I want to say,
but
2000s and stuff. What you have? Like Trina.
it
Like
kind of
come on.
died out. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And then you had a handful.
Of course.
Like Trina.
Yeah.
And shit
Before
like
her,
that.
like Foxy, Little Kim, and then what? In that era of the females, you're saying?
You know what I think is one of the best female rap albums, and people like they might shit on this idea, but I think Little Kim's Hardcore is one of the
Oh, no,
best
that's
a great album.
female MC albums.
Yeah.
Most of that shit was written by
Biggie wrote that, but it was dope.
Well,
Let's
still
be
dope.
1000.
The Chronic is still dope, and
be
Dre didn't
1000.
fucking write
Right.
his fucking
Well, yeah.
verses.
We're gonna leave the Chronic alone.
Yeah,
It's
we're
perfect.
And listen,
We only-
and I forgot to mention one of the dopest MIA female rappers from back in the day, Mother Superior.
Superior.
And I'm happy you knew that name.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he knows.
Because that's
He knows
history.
his
I interviewed her also
Word?
for so I had the WDDH radio podcast was dedicated to MCs, DJs, producers, whatever from Miami. And so like in my podcast, what I would do is I would play a track, interview the guest, and play a track, then interview the guest, and I would play like 5, 6, 7 tracks. Really depends on the guest and everything and how much time I have with the guest. I did DJ Slice. I did EFN over here in this studio.
Oh, dope. We
Yeah,
can't
Mother
even get- we can't
Superior.
even get him on our show.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
It's a joke.
He chilling.
He'll be here in an hour.
He'll come. He comes by once in a while.
But yeah, she's mad cool peoples, man. Mad cool
Yeah,
peoples.
Mother
and-
super dope.
Superior,
That's-
she's honorary.
She's
crazy
honorary
hood.
crazy hood too.
Yeah,
She's
there,
definitely.
there was a time in Miami hip hop, like through my investigations of it and everything and digging, where you had Mother Superior, you had this
don't.
other MC Solitaire,
Yep. Even
Those
before
female-
that, even before
there was
Mother
a female
Superior-
named Wisdom.
Oh, you talking about all the females?
The females.
Facts.
Talking about the female. That,
Hit
like
it.
that era, you have
Let's
Mother
go. Give 'em their
Superior,
props. Word.
Solitaire,
Yes.
Wisdom, and this dope female that I only have one song from her named Lioness. That she
Oh,
she had a
sounds
song
familiar.
she had a song with
Yeah,
Solitaire that was fire.
Sounds familiar. I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Laura was one.
Laura Diamante was another one, man.
Okay, yeah, I remember Laura.
That
Diamante.
That's my sister. Big her up.
Killing it. Word up. I knew her since third
He's
grade.
known her since
kindergarten.
New York.
In
Yeah.
New York. Yeah.
Shit, that's crazy. Yeah, they would touch me.
Yeah, shout out to Soulflower. That's another one that comes to mind.
Soulflower.
Like
Yeah.
the few that did come through, they did their thing. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And
Yeah.
which is super dope because the females are so needed in every genre. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can't just have hip hop just a bunch of dudes. That party would be horrible.
Very horrible.
You know what I'm saying?
We don't like sausage fest. So
That's a bad sword fighting party, and I'm not. I don't want
we
to
want
fuck.
moose knuckles.
Word. I would have switched genres. I would have went to fucking rock and roll. Huh? They praised them till they fucking 90.
You would have wore spandex and long hair.
All day. If there was 100,000 females like that, who gives a shit?
Yo, you know what's crazy? And this is off subject, and I just heard this shit not too long ago. Iron Maiden,
Yeah,
they had their own 757,
I bet.
their own plane,
Dang.
and guess what? The lead singer was the pilot.
Stop.
No
it.
shit.
Yes. The lead singer
That is
was
their
the
own
pilot.
play for real,
That
though.
is dope.
You smell me?
I said,
I had
what
no idea
the
that
fuck?
shit.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. I didn't
And
know
you know their mascot is called Eddie, right?
that. How would I know that?
Right?
They used to bring him out on the stage.
Yeah. His name is Eddie.
They always had the ill album covers,
on the
bro.
back,
Yeah,
on the back
their
wing,
album covers.
on the back
Yeah.
wing of the
Everybody.
plane.
That shirt still sells to this
his-
day. Those album
Yeah,
covers.
those
Those
album
shirts.
covers are-
You
No,
understand?
but it just when I saw the plane, it had Iron Maiden on the shit. They had the character in the back wing, the Eddie.
That's dope.
Like and then the head singer was the fucking pilot.
When I was a jit, I was really into rock music. Guns
Yeah?
N' Roses, Metallica, Nirvana,
I mean,
all that. That was an era, bro.
Yeah.
That was Megadeth.
I liked them too. I didn't like so much Megadeth, but I liked a lot of the joints too. But they do.
Oh shit, they're big in the building.
Binga.
We got that big guy in the building. Yeah, I was into a lot of different genres, so not so heavy, maybe 3-4 of them groups, but they were the music of that time. Gavin
Yeah.
fucking T.
Yeah, no.
Well, that was an era where you had Yo MTV Raps
Yeah.
on, what was it, Friday? And then you would have Headbangers Ball
Headbangers
on
Ball,
Saturday.
yeah.
At 11 or 12 at
And,
night.
and that was a time in like 90s music where
Yeah.
it was like rock and hip hop were like
Neck and neck.
both aggressive
Yeah.
and both dope.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was like such a
Run
great
DMC and
time.
Aerosmith to me did the best.
Yeah, Walk This Way.
Walk This Way.
Yeah, it was dope.
Like they merged that music together.
Well, that's merging it, but I'm talking about like even with being separate.
Yeah,
like
they still were neck and neck.
Like the energy Nirvana brought with Teen Spirit and
Yeah,
Come
but that
As
was
You
grunge
Are,
already.
and that grunge alternative
grunge, yeah.
aggressive era
Yeah.
went so well with what was going on in hip hop at that time.
Yeah, for sure.
You had
Even
Wu
Marilyn
Tang, you
Manson.
had Dre, you had
yeah.
Death Row. It was like all aggressive ass shit. We're all like mean,
Yeah.
mad
Judgment Night
kids.
soundtrack.
We're still mean and mad.
The Judgment Night soundtrack, Onyx and Biohazard. When they did the Slam remix,
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of Slam.
He's not
Oh.
a huge fan of Onyx.
Nah.
you're not a huge Onyx fan. I love Onyx.
They have
They coming
some
down.
joints.
They're
They
from
got
Queens,
joints.
too.
Yeah. They got some joints.
Yeah,
Queens
That's
Day.
And he's not from Queens, yo.
I'm from
Well,
Queens.
he's from
East
Queens
Elmhurst.
when people are here from Queens.
East Elmhurst. What that?
I spell that. Sticky.
Ha!
I can
Sticky,
spell it. Can you spell it?
yeah.
Sticky and Frederick. They were dope. Spell that.
It was cool.
That's them South Jamaican crazy motherfuckers.
Well, he was spoiled in Queens. His parents had 2 houses, one by the airport, one on the other side. Who had 2 houses?
But did the
wanna
Onyx?
know.
Let me ask you this: did the Onyx craze? Because I remember when Onyx was out with Slam and all that shit.
What
Throw
about
your
it?
guns in the air.
It was
and
good.
Hialeah, that shit was everything.
It was
Like,
Kendall,
like
too.
no dudes were like
No, it was-
tagging up mad faces everywhere.
Oh, nah.
Was that going on in Kendall too?
Nah, I never saw
In
that.
Hialeah, dudes were tagging up like everybody's eyes from one day to the next. I
Right.
saw everybody's eyes. The dot you put on the eye.
Yeah.
Everybody's eyes was mad faces.
I don't
For like a
remember
good
that.
for a good year.
Word?
That shit went on. Like
That's
anybody
crazy.
that was tagging
I
up.
didn't even know they had that hella influence like that over. No,
What this guy used to do, he used to wear his clothes backwards like crisscross.
Oh yeah.
he wishes.
He went to high school like that.
He wishes.
Now one of our boys did. I'm not gonna say who.
Well, I know who it was.
He walked into school with his pants on backwards and his shirt on backwards. Like, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing?
Eddie was so short that his shorts were tucked into his Timberland boots. It was fucking a scene.
That was a good joke.
It was. And
But,
it was super baggy still.
That
Todavía.
was a good joke. But
Yeah, it
no,
was,
no.
They matched. They matched.
Well,
He had mad hair in high school. Stupid fucking
he just mad he was wearing
high top fro.
crisscross. He was wearing actually cross colors. He was wearing the purple.
I've never owned a pair of cross colors in my fucking life. Fuck up out
Purple,
here.
orange, green.
Right. They weren't worse than your Cabarichis.
I never wore Cabarichis.
Oh yeah, sure.
Never.
Did you guys ever wear the shoes with the iron tip?
Capizios. Oh, the house shoes?
house shoes?
My brother did. Landy used to wear those shoes. I'd be like, Lakes.
I never
Stop
had the
that
metal
shit.
in the front, but I did have.
You know what I'm talking about? The house
Yeah,
shoes
yeah,
that they're black shiny and then they have the metal black, the metal tip.
I never had the metal tip.
Hialeah kids was super on that. Stop it.
Payless, nigga. I had them, man.
I just said
had them.
Hialeah. I think they were invented in
I was
Hialeah.
housing, nigga. I was housing and I was in first
Yeah,
grade.
that little factoria right there on
I was
103rd. That's what they
house-
invented those shoes there.
I DJ freestyle and house
Facts.
music.
The
when I
lemon
was
pepper
younger.
steppers.
You know?
Facts.
The tip would
Coming
come
up.
flying off.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
metal
That's when
piece.
the mommy I did another pair. And they were only $9, so it was Gucci. Like I mean,
$9.
you know,
It was next to the chancletas.
next to the chancletas, they were
One
$4.
Dixie.
Yeah. No,
Chacho.
we buy our chancletas at Sedanos, bro.
I did what? Yo, what did I say? I said Winn Dixie, but in Hialeah, Sedanos, guaranteed. You
Yo,
thought I was lying?
I love.
It's
I
in the
love
bread
my
aisle, right?
chancleta.
You look for the.
I love
It's all the
chancletas.
different. It's all the different brands of bread, and then chancletas hanging right
Even
there.
our Jesus Christ paintings have that chancleta
On the
on
chancleta.
Jesus
right.
Christ.
Yes,
He's wearing
yes.
that same chancleta.
Remember in the '80s when they had the jelly shoes?
Yeah,
It was
like
all
little
jelly.
Chinese shoes with jelly.
With
Those?
jelly, like they was always like crossing each other.
Yeah. How many pairs you
Remember
had?
those?
No man,
Eddie was
I used
chilling.
to love the girls rocking.
Pata sucia. He was all.
Love
Yo,
it.
you know my favorite fucking thing about Hialeah that I always remember when I was a teenager going to Westland Mall? He might even be there still. Same viejito trying to sell ice, but his sign said "Yellow Frio." I hope it's fucking cold, motherfucker. It's ice. You know what I'm saying?
I got warm ice.
I got cold
Cold
ice
ice.
for sale. I fucking hope.
No. You talking about?
No, brother, I'm talking about that. You think I don't know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Westland Mall.
Yeah, but he was selling granizado.
It said
He was
"Yellow
selling
Frio."
ice.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, it's like snow cones.
Oh, he should have said piragua. What are you talking about?
That's in Puerto Rico.
Nah,
I know. So what? What are you mad about?
Nah, we would say granizado.
No way.
Yeah, granizado.
Granizado sounds like if
You
I'm
never
mad
said
at you.
granizado?
Oh yeah, granizado. Get the
Listen,
fuck out of here.
I'm half Cuban. I ain't even heard that.
I've never heard of that.
You
in my
never
life.
heard
No, I
granizado?
was
No.
more Piragua. I was
Every time the
Puerto
ice
Rican.
cream lady came.
It sounds like desgraciado. Like, oh yeah, granizado. Get the fuck out of here. I don't know what the fuck.
I
that
was
means.
You didn't say granizado as a kid?
No,
So
of
you're
course.
telling me
Y'all
that
all
sign that
Cuban.
said
You
"Yellow
Cuban?
Frio" was
Yeah.
that?
Oh, that's why you're Cuban.
That's what he was selling.
Hialeah Cuban. You can do Cuban, right?
I've said that joke 100 times already.
You was born in Hialeah?
But he's.
You're gonna look at this guy, ask if he's Cuban?
No, it's Cuban.
You got influenced by all these Boricuas.
I did.
That's bullshit.
I did.
He hung out with all Dominicans in high school.
And Puerto Ricans. No. High school. Well, I'm talking about New York. New York.
Dominican.
When I was in New York, it was Puerto Ricans and Dominicans.
You know what I
That's
you know
all-
what I
that's
miss?
all
I miss street churros. Buying churros from somebody on the street.
But
Like you don't see that no more.
I never
No,
bought
I-
churros on the street either.
I'm not a big churro fan, but at least churros, we all know what the fuck that is.
Yeah, we can all agree on that.
Yellow Frio? That's cold
Yeah,
ice. Like,
yeah.
I don't want hot ice.
What about
That's water.
Cucurucho de maní? Do you know what those are?
I know what a ping pong poon is.
Chacho, I don't know what either one of those things are.
A cucurucho, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Cucurucho is the little triangle cones that the dudes used to put the peanuts in.
Get the
Really?
fuck
That's
out
what
of
it's called?
That shit sounds nasty.
Cucurucho de maní, that's like Cuban.
What you said, moose knuckle?
Because that is a fake Cuban, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm half Argentinian too.
Oye, pero tú estás old school de verdad.
He said cucurucho. I know what a ping pong poon is. You know what a ping pong poon is?
That guy's still.
I heard you say it.
You don't know what a ping pong? You know what a ping pong poon is? Yeah.
Chacho, dale.
We're Cubans, ping pong boom.
Yeah. Ping
That's-
pong poon. Acuérdate.
Yo, I hate if you investigate all of the Spanish words, like what things, why they name certain things, it's the Spanish ones that kill me. You know what I'm saying? Like Puerto Ricans, we say naranja for oranges, right? I mean, sorry, we say china. Dame una china, right? You want to know why? Because when they came to the port with the bags of oranges, it came from China, so it said China on it. That's why they call it China. You know what I'm saying? I think that's not too much, not too smart, but that's what they call it. That's why they call it China.
When I went to Puerto Rico, they fucked me up when niggas was like, "Pasame el lighter." Oye, cabrón.
What?
Pasame el lighter.
Lighter sounds better. How about Dominicans? When they what's the breakfast? What's the breakfast that the Dominicans eat? Mango. You know how they got that name? They fed that to a soldier in Dominican Republic. He goes, "Man, good," and that's why they said, "Oh, mango." What the fuck?
That's funny.
Yeah, we don't put too much thought into some, shit like that. Like Big Bamboo, you didn't even try. You know what I'm saying? Esa camita, esa. Just saying.
Hey, well, listen, that was beautiful. We did it on
We love the Spanish peoples. We love the women's.
Love the women's.
EA Mints. Don't forget, ladies. We need the feedback from Calle Ocho.
Yes.
Listen, Orion, I need you to plug everything. Give me your socials. Tell me your project. Anything you want to promote. It's your time.
Yo, what it do? Orion, aka BrassBalls. Come check me out on Instagram, BrassBalls09. Available on all the streaming platforms, Freebase, along with some other dope projects that I've released. You can check it all out. Follow me, BrassBalls09, Instagram. That's what it is. My YouTube channel is Orion Hip Hop. I got mad shows on there aside from the music I released, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Thank you for having me.
Nah, you are
coming,
people's.
man.
Listen, we talk about real MCing though. If you don't into real MCing, turn the page because you know what I'm saying. There's no lollipop shit here.
Yeah, if you want to be an MC, you gotta listen. If you want to just hear rap, go somewhere else.
And big up the Low Lives too, man. Those dudes
big
are.
Up to Lord. Big up to Thurston.
Big up to Thurston. All of them, man. Excess.
Big up to
LeBron James. All of them, man. Some
Low Life
peoples.
Weekend in Miami is coming up March 22nd. We're gonna have the Plancha. Plancha 19 going down at Unseen Creatures. That's March 22nd, and then March 23rd we're gonna have a Low Life barbecue in Hialeah, Amelia Earhart. That wasn't my planning.
Well, let it happen. Well, let it go.
Thursday coming for that?
Yeah, Thurston's gonna be down. Some of the low heads from Orlando coming through, and some
Big
West
up
Coast
Box
low
Low,
heads
too.
as well. So it's gonna be dope.
Big up.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
Shout out to all my lows, man.
Listen, we appreciate you. Keep doing what the fuck you do.
Yup.
We gonna keep doing what the fuck we do, and together we gonna keep this shit popping.
That's it.
And it's unstoppable. It's inevitable. It's gonna happen. You understand what I'm saying? That's all day, man.
Yeah, done.
That's
All
all
day.
day.
Done.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we appreciate you. And whenever you got something that you need a promo, come on back. I'll get out of bed just for you. You know what I'm
I
saying?
appreciate that, bro.
No, I appreciate you, my
Thank
G.
you, man.
Listen, on behalf of Grumpy OGs, Hannibal Heck, Eddie the Ass Eater, Orion, Beats in the Hood, Crazy Hood, we out.
Beats in the hood. For sure, yeah. And that's that C to the H to the motherfucking P. Don't forget them 3 letters. Crazy hood, highly respected.